Well, hello. What's up? This is Jason Dutch Digging America here with Big Hassalasa Ding Dong.
What's up? How y'all feeling today?
How
That's
we
great.
doing?
I'm all right, man. Had to snap out on one of my teams today, so
Oof.
you
They
know.
got they got Coach H, huh?
Ooh,
Wasn't Coach Hodge
hot,
no more. It was Coach
dude.
H.
They got Coach
Man, these
Motherfucking H.
these these Catholic school kids, man, they'll be like, "Who do you
Woo.
think you're talking to? I'm
They
privileged.
got they got the business today.
Oof.
Mm,
I got my privilege."
yeah,
And of course, the producer extraordinizel,
Of the
Mr.
stars.
Mikey Fatman.
Live and direct from the underground.
Michaele.
Live and direct from
Yeah.
Philly town.
Speaking
Rapping,
of
hyping,
speaking,
we can get
s-
down.
speaking of Philly, Lamar, don't even trip, man. Don't let them get you
Yeah,
down, man. Don't let
don't
them
let them
get you
get you
down,
down.
Lamar.
You'll
Speaking
be
of
all right.
Philly, don't let them get you down, Lamar.
You'll be
Get
out.
them
You'll be
next
back
year.
next year, even though you're 30,000 or 6 million over the salary cap or whatever it is.
Hey,
Actually,
hey,
they're not. I think they're 5 million under, so they'll probably be back next year.
Lamar, don't let them bully you today, all right? Don't let them bully you today. We're not gonna bring up the S word, okay? We don't have to talk about it.
Lamar was more of a Randall Cunningham fan than an Eagles fan.
Don't
That
let
should
him. Hey,
trigger him.
don't let him talk to you like that, Lamar. Don't let him do you like that. They've been
Oh
waiting all week to rub this in your face. Don't let him do it to you.
Mm,
nope,
mm,
nope, nope,
mm.
nope. But so back for another week. I bleed green. Well, you, you bleeding red today.
Oh, it's a
Of
whole lot of
course,
green on his floor.
talking about the Super Bowl results with the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, definitely the goat.
Oh
I mean, I
boy.
I will say this though, real quick. So, all right, I'll tell you what. We'll give a quick Super Bowl recap. Haas, I want your thoughts. So, my thoughts on the game were very simple. One of the most evenly matched games. First of all, I thought Philly was going to win coming in. I figured somewhere between 4 to 6. Um, I thought the teams were very, very equal, but I like Philly. The game was great. Like I thought at one point in time it was about to be out of hand and that the Chiefs were going to fall behind. Patrick Mahomes deserves all the credit in the world, especially playing hurt and not have and having a clearly not as good receiver core as what Jalen Hurts has. But with that being said, I didn't watch to I didn't even see who the MVP was. I turned it off after the game
Come
was
on now,
over.
you know who the fucking MVP
But
is.
I'm assuming it was Mahomes.
Yes.
Um, but I tweeted at the end of the right as soon as the field goal went through. Hurts is the MVP of this game. Your thoughts?
He could have here's the thing. If he had been named the MVP even though they lost, I'd have been like, yeah, I could see that. You know?
That's not unprecedented, is it? It's happened before, I think.
Yeah. Dallas Cowboys player got they was
Who
co
Aikman?
MVP. No, this is a long time ago. This is a long time ago. Chuck Howley, I want to say, or God damn it, Randy White, maybe a defensive player actually. Anyway,
Yeah.
but my thoughts were this: I like you. I thought that I thought the Eagles' defense was a little bit better than the Chiefs' defense. So based on all the sacks and turnovers that they had gotten during the year and how reckless Patrick Mahomes can be, my thought process was he'll throw at least one to them and they might get a couple sacks. But they
Mahomes
did
throwing
neither.
one pick is what you meant?
Yeah, but he did not throw any picks. And I knew that thought process was flawed when I heard him pregame talking about how in previous games he made the mistake of trying to do too much and do everything, and he had to stay more within the offense. I was like, "Fuck!" He's gonna be
Uh-oh.
careful today.
Uh-oh.
But I thought they'd still get some sacks. The only chink in the armor for Hurts
Yeah,
being
they
the
got
MVP,
zeros. The Eagles got 0 sacks, right?
no sacks, no turnovers.
Yeah.
And then Hurts fumbled for the scoop and score, which is like a 14-point swing.
Yeah, he like dropped the ball.
Well, what happened, in the Super Bowl, every series they give you a new ball, a brand spanking new ball. So they're a little slick. And he got his elbow slightly bumped when he was trying to switch hands too. So
I didn't see the contact. I just saw it. Just looked to me like he dropped it. I mean, he should be able to throw a new ball, but
but he's not throwing it. He's trying to switch hands.
But
you know how many times I've dropped the ball trying to switch hands over the millions, the hundreds of times that.
Hey, Brent.
Yeah,
it's
you're switching
it
hands.
Goes to show though that
it just happens.
The margin of error. The Eagles, I think, I think the Eagles were the better team. It's just that Philadelphia or Kansas City basically played a perfect game. At least the offensive line, and
and
the defense, because
the
they got a defensive score.
Yeah.
That the Eagles got, and the Eagles didn't even get a turnover or a sack.
Yeah, and the bigger thing is this too, is that when Sirianni didn't want to go for it on 4th and 2 in the second half, I was like, oh, they're losing this game. Because in the first half, he's going for all the 4th downs. And in the second half, because they got a lead, his booty starts to pucker, his starfish starts to quiver a little bit.
Stop.
And he punts the ball away. I'm like, it's 4th and 2. Line up and do the damn quarterback sneak thing for 2 yards.
All right. We got to ask 2 questions though to you. First of all, Devontae Smith's catch, I think not a catch. What were your thoughts?
In the end zone?
No, the one it was called a catch on the field. This was in the first half, where he kind of held it against his helmet.
Oh,
and then he was out of bounds.
That was Dallas Goedert.
No, that was Devontae Smith.
No, it was Dallas Goedert.
It was
on the sideline.
It was Devontae Smith. Dallas Goedert had a reviewed catch also. I'm talking about the Devontae Smith catch. So, all right, you don't remember that one. That's fine.
I might have missed that
one.
Play.
You might have missed that play.
Around the house.
You might have missed that play. The penalty that gave the Chiefs a first down.
Oh, in the second half, and with like 2 minutes left.
At the end of the game. Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing: technically, it's holding. In real speed, that tug. If you look at the game speed, that tug did nothing to deter him from running his route.
Yes,
and the ball itself landed in the last little back third of the end zone. He was on the 20-yard line when Mahomes threw the ball or whatever. There was no way he was getting to that ball anyway. They should have ruled it uncatchable, but that's why they called holding instead of pass interference. They called pass interference. He could have been like, that was uncatchable. But holding is holding. Doesn't matter if it's uncatchable or not, you're holding. Because they'll call holding away from the ball. And that's, my friends, is why people think that the NFL is rigged. Because in the first half, there was a way worse holding call or pass interference call that wasn't called. So if you're letting them play in the first half, you got to let them play in the second half. You got to be consistent. And they weren't. Oh, that's good.
But still a good game though. So
amazing game.
I mean, I thought it was a little bit ticky-tacky, but that being said, I think a lot of NFL calls are ticky-tacky. So
yeah, it was a good game. It was evenly matched. I think that the holding call and the not going for it on 4th and 2. The fumble and the not going for it on 4th and 2 were bigger factors in the game than the holding call.
I'll agree with those. I'll agree with that. The fumble was that was really the biggest because the Chiefs honestly hadn't been generating
any
as much offense up until that point.
And here's the thing too, is that the way the Eagles were moving the ball up to that point, you got to know that they're at least going to get a score out of that. And so that's like a 10 to 14 point swing.
So here's the last question about football. Mikey, what do you think? Oh, that's right. He's not here. Do the Eagles, so Miles Sanders is a free agent. Lamar, I'd like to see your thoughts on this too. The Eagles have the 10th pick. Do you take Bijan Robinson at 10? I almost think they have to. And as a guy with a number 1 pick in a dynasty league, I am not interested in that because even though Bijan is supposed to be a generational running back, but if they're not going to hand him the fucking ball and Hurts is going to run it every fucking time, why?
Well, they'll hand him the ball.
Why are you going to invest why are you going to invest the 10th pick in the draft on a running back and you're still using your QB as the number 1?
They're going to always use him as a running back, but they won't use him as the number 1 running back. If you get a real running back, well, I mean, Miles Sanders is good. Boston Scott is good.
Boston Scott is not a good running back.
Okay, his touchdowns say differently.
Boston Scott's not a good running back.
Okay,
he's a backup running back. We're talking about like.
I'm not saying he's a world beater.
Barkley. We're talking about a Barkley level running back here. Like,
okay, so you got to make the delineation.
McCaffrey or Barkley.
We're talking about. I'm not saying that Boston Scott is a world beater, but he's a serviceable NFL running back.
He's a serviceable running back. I'm not saying that, but we're talking about,
I'm just saying with the combination of Miles Sanders and Boston Scott worked for them because they led the league in rushing because Hurts didn't run for that many yards this season. He ran for something like 500 yards. That's about it.
No, like Fields had more yards than he did, but
Fields had more yards than a bunch of running backs had.
But Hurts ran the ball. He had like 37 quarterback sneaks, and they weren't.
That was the fourth down ones, though.
And also he runs it and anytime inside the 5, it's a 60% chance that he runs the ball.
Yep. And you would think that the defense would key in on that, but they didn't.
They never do. So that's why that's going to be interesting to see. But okay, enough football. There we go. There's our Super Bowl recap.
Our intrepid producer, Mikey, is back.
And it's going to be an interesting offseason with a lot of movement. So we'll leave it at that. In the world of politics, I have a quick little video I want to show you guys.
Okay.
It's kind of small on the screen because this website kind of blows. But anyway, here it is. Hopefully no ad plays because I already listened to the ad.
Finally leaves the coast and then, they shot it down. The excuses that were given on this were pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. They told us it was too risky. It was too risky to shoot down the Chinese spy balloon. Do you know what a bunch of bullshit that is? Yeah. They said it's 3 school buses. 3 school buses wide. Okay. Well, do you guys remember on 9/11 when an airplane crashed in Pennsylvania? A jetliner. Remember that? It didn't kill anybody on the ground. Killed everyone on board, but it didn't kill anyone on the ground. So they want to tell all of us that it was too risky to take down that Chinese spy balloon over rural Idaho or Montana or any of these other states or Alaska. They're liars. You can only see it 2 ways. Either they're liars or they're cowards. Or our president is sold out to China.
I thought she said 2 ways. That's 3.
And you know what? I'll go with all 3.
That's all. That's all. Oh, look who's here. I didn't even notice that Cheese was here. What's up, Cheese?
She's so dumb. I'm sorry.
Old Magic the Gathering.
And if for the couple of you that are watching this over on the Dutch Jason channel, this is Dig on America podcast. Check us out on the Dig on America channel. I put the link up above. Also, make sure you check out Tim's show as well as Mikey's show over on Twitch. Real quick, Tim, shout out your Twitch channel, and thank you to both of you for your recent raids.
Mm-hmm.
Tim, you're on mute, champ. Actually, you're not on mute. We just can't hear you. He didn't connect his microphone. This is what you get on Tim's channel, guys.
Better? Is that better? Can you hear me now?
There he is,
It's pretty
Mr.
accurate.
America.
It's pretty accurate, actually.
Wrong microphone. Yeah, that is pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
everything's
Vic
working
Striker,
now.
what are you doing over there on Twitch? Give everybody your handles.
Twitch.tv/Vic Striker. I play video games and I talk about politics.
How do you spell Vic Striker? Vic Striker.
VICKSTRYKER.
I see.
I'll put it in the chat.
There you go.
Yeah, put that in the chat there. And sometimes you play DOS games.
Yes, because my computer can only handle so much.
You know what? Speaking of computers, real quick, this will probably irritate the shit out of Mikey. I bought a computer. I bought a refurbished this computer I bought. It's a HP EliteBook. I did all the shopping around and looking at the specs and everything like that. I buy it on Amazon. It's advertised as having 16 gigabytes of RAM. I get it and I'm using it, and I can't understand why it's running slowly. The CPU is maxed out. This doesn't make any sense, man. It must be faulty. So then I was like a month and a half later, literally 10 days ago, I'm streaming and I'm like, this is getting really, really irritating. This is a brand new fucking computer. I'm just going to return it. And I looked on one of the reviews and they were like, mine only came with one RAM stick. So I'm like, let me check it. So I pop the screws off the bottom. It's got one fucking 8 gig RAM stick in there. So I went to Amazon. I bought 2 16 gig RAM sticks, upgraded to 32. It's not working like a charm. And I'm going to fucking return that 8 gig RAM stick, and if Amazon can fucking give me my money back. Because those motherfuckers, and I feel perfectly fine about it because Amazon told me it had 16 gig. I went back and double checked the ad. I'm like, oh, definitely says 16 gigs, not upgradable to, so yeah, that's fucking Amazon refurb shit, man. But now it's got 32 gigs of RAM and now it's working perfectly fine. So
Fire beware.
good old Amazon. To try to slip one past the goaltender. But guess what? My goalie was standing on his head. All right. So we got to talk about, I hate Amazon too. Spelled this wrong. We got to talk about MSU. So, of course, guns are back in the conversation. I streamed about this the other day and was kind of trying to educate people on the NSSF because I don't feel like they're talked about enough. Real quick, Haas, what do you know about the NSSF as a gun advocate? Do you even know who they are? The NSSF.
No. I'm familiar with NAGA and USCCA, I think is the.
Did you know Lauren's in NAGA?
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah. Lauren's in NAGA. And Mikey, I just turned you on to them the other day.
Mikey's not there.
Yeah, he left. for a
Or
moment.
Vic, I mean. I was looking at Tim.
Oh, see,
Cheese.
I'm not Mikey.
Cheese. I just turned you on to the NSSF the other day. Did you look into that organization?
I have not.
So the NSSF, which is the National Shooting Sports Federation or Foundation or whatever the fuck it is at the end, formerly known as, I think, the Sportsman Safety Council or something, but they are the official lobbying arm of the gun manufacturers. And so the NRA gets all the pub, right? but the NSSF runs like the biggest gun show in America every year. This is an organization that stopped its gun show a few years ago when Trump was inaugurated, and like played it from, played his inauguration from the show. And the NRA is essentially the unofficial lobbying arm for gun owners and gun advocates and firearms rights. The NSSF is the official lobbying arm of Smith & Wesson, Ruger, Springfield, it's Colt. It's all of the gun manufacturing companies. Their job is to push legislation that increases sales. And I'm telling you guys right now, if you don't know who the NSSF is and you're all mad at the NRA, the NSSF spent more money the last 2 years than the NRA did. They have combated every single piece of gun legislation that has come through Congress.
Wow.
Even the Trump bump stocks bill. So, we have to keep an eye on these guys because nobody even knows who the fuck they are.
Mm-hmm. It's always those ones behind the levers.
So
So
the
they're,
ALEC of guns, because nobody
So
knows
they're-
who ALEC is.
they're the industry lobbyists instead of the citizen lobbyists.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they do is they increase their let's just put it this way. I think it was quadrupled. Don't quote me on that, but it was in the ballpark. Their lobbying efforts, the amount of money that they spend after Sandy Hook, and have increased it again after every single shooting. And what they kind of do, and I was watching an interview with the president of this organization. Whenever there's a gun bill going through a state assembly, or there's a mass shooting like this one in MSU or Uvalde or whatever, they kind of pump up the fear. And they pump up the fear because guess what? When people are afraid their rights are going to be taken away, Tim, what do you think they'd be prone to do?
They would go and fight against that.
No. They're going to go buy more guns.
They're gonna go
That's what
stock
they-
up.
that's what
That's what-
Yeah, that's what the data shows. They're going to go get more guns and more ammo because of what fear, Haas?
I can answer
the
this one.
liberal government, tyrannical government coming to take their guns away.
Because people like me want to repeal the Second Amendment.
And then, Haas, what happens when people run out and buy more guns to the gun manufacturers?
What happens to the gun manufacturers?
Yeah,
What
what's the
happens?
result of more people buying guns for the gun manufacturers?
More crime, more
No,
illegal
no.
guns being sold, and then more profit for the gun manufacturer.
I think you think I'm asking you a trick question. I'm not. When someone sells more, they make more.
Ooh, capitalism.
It's money.
Yes. So I thought I was leading you appropriately there, but the NSSF's primary goal is to increase sales. It's not a safety organization. It's not an advocacy organization. It is an advocacy organization, but that's not their primary goal. It's not an organization that wants to, do anything except one thing. And that is watch the people that they represent make more money. And they influence all the typical. In fact, they gave a lot of money to Tuberville and Cruz.
Man, I got to get into some of this lobby work. They sound like they're making a lot of money.
More money. That's
You
right.
never watched House of Cards?
Man, I seen House of Cards, but like,
It's all playing out exactly like it is in House of Cards too.
oh, I know. I'm just saying, I got to get me some of that scratch.
But anyway,
Definitely would have liked to use my speech communications degree to be a lobbyist. That'd
Haas,
been fun.
I think between your speech communications degree and my political science degree, we can make it happen.
Let's go.
can I throw my marketing degree in there?
There you
I don't
go.
want to.
That's
I don't want to sell my soul though. That's the thing.
I have a minor in
Mm.
marketing. We could use that. Actually, can I throw my religious studies degree in there because I have one of those too? That might
I got-
actually even be more effective.
Yeah, you could
The
use your
religion
religious
of guns.
use your religious studies. I've got my MBA is in marketing.
Oh, good. Okay, so I only have a bachelor's, so I'll use my religious studies degree, and we'll go from there. So we'll just
Dutch,
create
how-
a religion.
how did you get a religious studies degree and then become a car salesman? Which order did that happen in?
I got a religious studies degree back in like 2006. And then I finally went back and finished. It was just something I was interested in. It's as like most of those schools, it's non-accredited. So I don't use it for anything. What's up, Progress Only?
Would you go to
Um,
University of Phoenix Online?
No, West Coast University.
Oh.
It's online though, yeah.
You know what? I think I've been advertised to by them.
Yeah, they're a quasi diploma mill.
Uh-huh.
You know, except it's not like where you just pay money and get a degree. Like I got the degree in 14 months. You know, so but there was rigor. There I did do quite a few papers. There was study involved, so it wasn't like something where I didn't do anything. But I just did it because at the time I was interested in studying religion, right? So I still have a couple of my textbooks sitting here, but but my actual degree from Colorado State is in industrial organizational psychology, and I have a minor in marketing. So, but yeah, so we can use all that. We can start a pack, and then we'll just hire Marjorie Taylor Greene as a spokeswoman, and we'll be good. We'll be rock and rolling.
Listen, I already own a pack. That stuff is easy money. I'm just not getting a lot of it right now.
Yeah,
There he
but
is.
Okay.
oh, okay. He's Mikey, I know you're not feeling super great today, but you mind talking at the risk of making you feel worse. When you woke up yesterday and saw what was going on at Michigan State, I hate to ask you this, but like what was the first thing that went through your mind?
I didn't even hear about it until after my wife came home. She's like, "Oh, there was another shooting." I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Where?" She told me where. I was like, "They get him?" Like, I think he killed himself. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh." And then that's about as much. Like hey, there's only so many times I can dip into that well. Like I'm a person at the end of the day. So some news stories I'm going to it's just too sad for me to think about right now. I have to put that on the back burner.
I would like to say that I heard about it in the morning when I woke up, and I heard the news conference, and that their representative, I forget what her first name is, but her last name was I forget her name completely, but the representative for that district, she was rather upset, and she started calling everyone out. She's like, "Listen, when it comes to this sort of thing that keeps happening, you either care about children dying or you don't." And like she's like, the people who don't care are just heartless monsters and they're not doing anything, calling out the Republicans specifically. But Slotkin, yes, that's her name. I like the vibe she was putting out, because she said that she was very upset and enraged by it, that it keeps happening, and that it happened to some of the students twice. Because there
was 4 actually. One from Sandy Hook, and who survived Sandy Hook, and then this one, and then the other ones were from the Michigan. There was a shooting was it a Michigan Walmart or something?
Yeah.
I forget where the one in Michigan was, but it was like a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think yeah. And she I think she has the right mentality. Like,
Oh, Oxford High School 2021. See, I don't even remember that one. That's how many of these there fucking are.
yeah, it's it's something that the Republicans aren't ever going to move on. And it's something that is policy wise, you can do things, but the Republicans never want to budge an inch on anything regarding guns.
I was watching the Young Turks, and Anna's politics are shifting, by the way. I don't know what to wear, but they seem to be there's
Attorney
a
Anna?
noticeable there's a note, not that, no, Anna Kasparian. But she was like, I don't even know if I even want to see legislation now. I think we should stop pushing for it. And oddly, she's kind of pushed closer to like where my thought process has been for a while. And it's not because I don't want legislation. They're just not going to do it. So like we have to attack on a different front, because it's like we're shooting fucking at a target that we
Bang your
can't
head
hit.
against the wall.
Yeah. I don't, and then we're like, well, we need mental health. That's true, but we can't get universal health care passed in this country. So we can't get to that. And we tell them, well, the gun lobbies are all like, well, yeah, maybe we should have universal health care so that people don't have mental health coverage. But you got to go talk to the insurance lobby, and the insurance lobby's like, we're not fixing the gun problem. Go talk to the gun lobby. And then you run in a fucking circle. So it's like, we have to attack the gun culture somehow. This culture, and I think I mentioned this recently.
It'll never
I'm
happen.
probably repeating this.
It'll never happen.
But why do we?
It'll never happen.
Why do we even have that? Like I own guns, but I don't take pictures on my Facebook page with them.
John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, Sherlock, Jesse James, Billy the Kid, Wyatt Earp. Let's just go along the lines of just movies indoctrinating people into gun culture. Solve It with the Gun. One of my favorite movies. Tombstone.
Magnificent Seven.
Magnificent Seven.
So is the equation then
Good,
in
the
your
Bad, and the
eye?
Ugly. For a few dollars more. Outlaw Josie Wales. See,
Brokeback Mountain.
when you're doing it that
but
way,
hold on.
you can glorify violence that way.
Yeah, but hold on.
God
I'm going
forbid,
to
rap
counterpunch that. They have rap music and video games and movies in Japan. They've got them in every other country has access to the same movies we do.
But do you have access to the fucking weapons?
So are you? So then the equation is both.
If I can watch a movie and keep watching these movies that glorify violence, Goodfellas, The Godfather, etc., 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 and then you got people talking about God, guns. You know what I mean? That's their three.
Another
right?
gun.
Yeah, but that's not in any movie. What movie is God guns in? I've never seen a movie that says God guns.
In addition
hot
to
dogs.
the movie, your father is gunned up. And
Gunned up since sunned up.
right. The whole family is gunned up. They put a gun in a kid's hand before they can fucking walk hardly. And then you have access.
Yeah, I mean the access is definitely the problem, but we can't do anything on access. And honestly,
Can't do anything
I'm at
about
the point
culture either.
now where I'm like, and I have a feeling that you and I see about eye to eye on this. I actually think Mikey does too. We have to have guns on the left because I need a gun to protect myself
Here's
from the
the thing,
Confederate
though.
flag waving
There
asshole
are
3 doors
guns on the
down.
left. There are guns on the left. We just don't put
Oh,
a
I know that.
gun. We don't put a gun six figure family decal on our car. We don't put like when I got my gun, one of my guns, it gave me a sticker to put on the car. You know what I did with the sticker? I threw it away.
Don't need that.
What other people do with the sticker? What do? They put that shit on their car.
So
You know
how do
what I
we
mean?
make Narya's comment the thing on the right also, or we just can't? Because I don't know. Like they believe that trans people aren't people, and that CRT is real in like
Gun
fourth grade.
worship is baked into Americana. And if you're a flag hugging, Bible thumping, red-blooded American, the gun is part of that. The gun is your identity. On the left, or for many on the left, the gun is not part of your identity. How you see yourself as an American.
Nope.
On the right, for a lot of people, that gun is part. You can't be a conservative and not have a gun. You know what I'm saying? How you call yourself a conservative if you don't have at least 3 guns in the house? I bet you probably couldn't find more than 3% of registered conservatives that don't own a gun. Because it's part of their identity. Because that has been indoctrinated into them by the NRA, by movies, by access, and from generation to generation to generation to generation. And I have a gun. I have multiple guns, but I'm not out there like, oh, I got the Bullet family on my car, and I got the two-way shirts. No way,
Come
Joe.
take it shirt.
Yeah.
That like my parents are one of the very few my parents, like I said, they believe in like this prophetic version of QAnon. It's like an evangelical version of QAnon, and they don't own guns. They have guns. They don't, it's weird. Like my dad has never bought a gun. He has my grandfather's old rifles from like the 1910s, right? They're up in the attic in a bag
down, son.
And basically, I've seen those guns come out 2 times in my life. Once to shoot a rat that got caught in the crawl space, and once when my brother was taking pictures of them. That was it. Like they don't
money well spent.
But they're like the only family I know that I've seen on the right that isn't. My mom's like very anti-gun, which flies in the face of her conservatism. So my dad doesn't, mess around with them. But like that's not normal at all. Like I don't know how the fuck we're supposed to change this.
I don't think the solution to guns is more guns. It can't possibly be more guns.
Uh-oh, this man hates America.
At the same time, if I know that every single one of my neighbors is a psychopath, MAGA chud, and they're all worshiping their guns, do I feel a little better at night if I got a little something for them if they decide to get stupid? You know what I mean? Like at some point, you got to start fighting fire with fire.
Yeah,
but stand there unarmed, like, now don't you do it.
I'd rather have one and not need it than need one and not have it.
But at that point, what's the point of the social contract? What's the point?
That's exactly what we're dealing with the gun with the mass shootings. The social contract's already been broken.
I don't know.
The weirdos. There's enough weirdos that have said this isn't against the rules for me, or I don't care that this is against the rules.
Like that anarchy leads that way.
Do all of us own guns? I know all of us except Tim. Do you?
No, I don't. I don't own guns.
Okay. Have you thought about it?
This man is a goddamn
I am
commie.
I am anti-gun.
Communist.
I mean, that's fine.
Socialist, communist, Muslim.
I would like the Second Amendment repealed and not replaced.
No, that's fine. I just
Me
was
too.
wondering if you'd like. I was wondering if you thought about it. That's all.
No, I will never own a gun.
Your knife
I
game must
don't-
be fucking phenomenal.
My sword game is pretty good.
My son-
Hey, HR.
yo, hold on. Tim sure does have fucking long swords in the garage and shit ready
Yeah.
for the fucking shit that goes. Yeah.
Guess
Wait,
what?
repeal that
Swords don't
second-
need to be reloaded.
He said repeal the Second Amendment, sharpening his blades.
Right.
Then I'll be at the top of the food chain.
You
I
got
have
a whole.
mastered-
You
I
got a
have
whole
mastered the art of
dojo.
bullet splitting. Go ahead, shoot your gun.
So if
Should
they
samurai all of us down.
so let me ask you a serious question. If they repeat, let's say that Tim is elected dictator, right?
That
Shit.
means
I
all
got
we can
that
eat is
money.
grilled cheese, dude.
all you can right. In addition to the cheese laws, okay, because cheese
Can I
will
be
be.
can I be your vice lord? Can I be like the?
Yes.
Oh,
can I
you
be
can't be no vice
Yeah.
lord,
Vice
dude. What, you gang banging?
for the cheese? For that
Yeah.
Gouda? Hey man, hey.
He said he trying to be a vice lord. You don't be pissing off the GDs on the
Dun,
podcast.
dun, dun,
now.
dun,
The
dun.
long con.
Yeah, the vice lord, the known political advocates and followers of the.
Look at that. Narya says, I also have swords in training. Narya and Cheese will be out there like fighting the right wing militias. They're shooting at them and they're like blocking them all like
Like
Jedis.
Deadpool.
Yeah, like Deadpool. That's
Oh my god! I just
Deadpool
rewatched.
slash Jedi.
I just rewatched that with the wife. That movie is so much better. Like the third or fourth time through.
Oh yeah,
Man, it's
yeah.
it's still so good.
All the
gets
stuff
better.
that you missed, all the stuff you missed while you were laughing.
What
Yeah.
streaming service is that on?
I don't think it's
Disney.
on one. No, it's not on Disney.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh no, he's right. But let me tell you why you and I don't have it. Because we didn't pay for we didn't get the R-rated movies. You had to accept something, right, Mikey?
Yeah, because I'm over
Yeah.
18.
Right,
So I
but
want all the R-rated shit.
I never saw the when I saw that email come out, I had a problem. I couldn't log in and upgrade. So that's I only have the kiddie version. So no, he's right though. It is on Disney Plus, but it's on Disney Plus restricted.
Oh yeah, because it's
something.
rated
Disney
R.
Plus uncut.
Yeah.
Disney Plus after dark.
Disney coming soon to a streaming service near you, Disney X.
Yeah.
With
So
the latest
I-
exploits
Only-
of Hannah
only-
Montana.
Cinemax.
This will be on Only Mouse.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a lot in the chat about how what I want is impossible, and I
Yeah.
understand.
Go ahead.
I understand that it's impossible, but
Read a comment, Tim.
All
Go
right.
ahead, Cheese.
okay. Let's see. We got HR Johnson here.
HR shoving stuff.
Not-
HR.
Not
I
everyone
love
would turn
you.
their guns in. Some people would
Truth.
fight back. It would take 100 years to go door to door and get them all. It's a pipe
Truth.
dream. So
Truth.
I would not. I mean, this is once again, it's idealistic. I'm being an idealistic person at this point. But
What?
I would not take everyone's guns back. Everyone who owns a gun would be grandfathered in. They would just own a gun. But there would not be new permits under the law if you did not follow the rules. It would be something akin to England or Ireland or somewhere where they have a lot of restrictions on gun owning. You'd have to have a reason to own a gun.
Right.
Yeah.
I got
But
rats.
But
Big
but I-
one.
but there would be,
real quick, just let me just address one thing. If you're watching the show over on Dutch Jason, come over to the Dig on America channel and join the chat over there.
so
Um,
there are policy ideas out there too, like gun buyback programs and programs where people, not everyone's going to give their gun in. I understand that. Like people love their fucking guns for some
I'm
crazy
not
reason.
giving my fucking gun in. That thing shoots like butter.
And Haas would be grandfathered into owning a gun when Haas,
go.
but I would certainly not do person to person sales anymore. That's an insane idea. And I would severely restrict people from buying guns. People buy guns in America like they're fucking candy.
Yeah, you could get some guns easier than you can get some candy.
Hey.
Like, I understand that it's
Bag
Little
of
nose
bananas.
candy, you
it's an
can't get the
impossible
nose
dream.
candy just as easy as you can get a gun.
I have two
Because
impossible
a
dreams
bar-
in this world. The first one is really good campaign finance reform, and it'll never happen. And the
Nope.
other one is getting rid of the Second Amendment, and it'll never happen.
Nope.
The first one is definitely easier.
I don't know. Have you seen the Supreme Court rulings? It's pretty fucking impossible.
No, but here's the weird part about
It's not a
the
constitutional
campaign
amendment.
finance. No, yeah, well, that's one of the two pieces I was going to bring up. It's not in the Constitution. But the other thing is, if you look on the far right, your Gateses, Boeberts of the world, they're actually also anti-corporate money. Not NRA money, but all other money but the NRA.
They're
Right.
anti-corporate money.
They're not going to go against the NRA or the NSSF, but they'll definitely, but they are closer here. This is super fucking weird. I am closer to Matt Gaetz when it comes to campaign finance reform than I am to Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, let's
Interesting.
yeah.
It's the only area, out of tens of thousands. But
Who contributes to Matt Gaetz?
oh, you know what? That's a good idea, HR. I'll take. That's a good idea. I forget I can do a different title. I totally forgot about that. I usually do the fast, lazy way, but you called me out. Yeah, as long as you don't go trafficking
Contributes.
minors.
Oh, Matt Gaetz is not against corporate money at all. Let's see.
He's got, well, no, I'm not saying that he's taken it, that he's not taking it. I'm saying that he has done many interviews. He did an interview with Cenk during the midterms where he was talking about that. He's like, they're against a large amount of corporate money, but they have their certain ones that they're like, oh, that doesn't count because it's so right wing.
Oh,
the abortion stuff and the
Let
gun
me
stuff.
introduce you to a man named James Baldwin. That's on my shirt right now.
The GOAT.
I can't. Matt Gaetz. We can't believe what he says because, as Tim pointed out, we see what he does. And as one of the most famous James Baldwin quotes ever is, "I can't believe what you say because I see what you do." So, if you're against corporate money, you're against corporate money. I'm against corporate money unless it's ultra white ring money. And I said white on purpose.
So here's a
That money's
question:
different.
Is the U.S. sugar lobby ultra right wing?
Yeah.
There's a sugar lobby?
Of
Yeah, there's a
course.
What?
And Matt
Why
Gaetz.
do you think that people don't know how bad sugar is for you? I'm hopelessly addicted.
Oh,
But
yeah. I guess
do you
you're right. Yeah, I didn't
understand?
think about
Big,
that.
big sugar.
I think of sugar as being mostly benign.
Suge Knight.
It's the Sugar
Um,
Knight lobby.
Hey, you know something? People with really bad eyes, guess what? If you cut sugar out of your diet, your eyes get better. Because sugar does something to the fucking retina.
Why are
Let's
my
see.
eyes bad? I hardly have
My
enough
eyes
sugar.
suck. And I know why. It's because of all the goddamn Fun Dip I ate when I was little.
Matt Gaetz's largest contributers are the retirement industry, the real estate industry, healthcare professionals, and general
when you say
contractors.
real estate industry, you mean Blackwater? Who owns the most? You know what I'm saying?
The Blackwater Aladdin conglomerate.
I'm just
Man,
saying.
they all take the same money from the same people. I wouldn't let any politician bullshit you about taking corporate money. They all do it.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
I knew that he took corporate money. I know that he's against certain
It doesn't
certain
from
corporate monies.
I
from
know
the list-
Naria.
So
I know Naria.
From the
this is
list
a
I'm looking at,
scientific fact.
he's not against anything. It's
He's just gonna say what he wants people
Yeah.
to think so they can feel good about voting for him. Well, he said, and they never go out and actually look and say, type in like it took Tim, Cheese Man. How
Yeah.
long did it take you to look up how much money Matt Gaetz takes from corporations?
30 seconds. Opensecrets.org, people.
And guess what? How many people don't do that left, right, or center? How many people don't spend the time to
Nobody.
look it up?
Nobody.
There are
Tim
a
was
ton
holding
of
that
people
website
who
to himself.
will not look up a goddamn thing.
He takes
know?
money from corporations. He takes money from PACs. He has several PACs. Like Matt Gaetz is a politician.
He will
And he'll
take
take
money from
money.
your mama.
Yeah. And
Well,
even
that's not
Obama,
surprising, but
even Obama said that he wouldn't take money from PACs and big corporations. He still fucking did it.
yeah, well, Bernie
Dick
too.
riding Obama.
Bernie took money, even though it was
Dick
from
riding
just from Ben and Jerry's,
Obama.
but still. You know,
I'm always
Yeah.
reminded
Big
of
ice
that
cream.
song. I'm always reminded of that song on the Boondocks, Dick riding Obama. Like when everybody was like, it was almost like to a certain extent, not as much, but there were a lot of people that supported Obama no matter what and wouldn't call him out on shit. Almost as bad as ardent Trump supporters. You know?
Mm.
You know, like I remember when I was calling him out on social media for all the drone strikes and stuff that were killing civilians, there were people that were messaging me like, fuck is wrong with you, you fucking coon? That's why your wife was white, blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
oh wow,
no.
how do you really feel?
What he's doing right now isn't cool. That's not right. There are a lot of people that are not soldiers that are dying right now. You know what I mean? There were certain other things I would say, I think he's wrong on this. You know? And I would get called to sell out Uncle Tom, Coon, Step and Fetch It.
No, but this is the
You
only
know?
place that you hear stuff like that is like on more progressive centered outlets. You will hear Obama smoke. You will never hear Obama smoke though from like your CNNs, your MSNBCs, your
Yeah.
and in that way the right wing is right when it comes, but they're only right when it comes to like the corporate cornerstones.
Mhm.
You know, your Bidens, your Pelosi's, your Schumers, your Obamas. They're not going to talk bad about those guys because those are the ones who they literally have the exact same advertisers as they have donors.
Oh yeah.
You know, but it's obviously
this
I
is
think it's better to
interesting.
take money from Ben and Jerry's than from Chevron, but still you're taking money. You know.
So they
Well,
Marcus
now,
only,
yeah, that's a
Marcus
good
only
point.
says,
Yeah,
"Oh,
now,
you hear Obama spoke on CNN now, but it's because they moved
Yeah.
to the right."
You-
Why have
yeah,
they
he's-
moved to the right?
Because they hired a new president or something like that.
They try to see
They're owned
more
by a new
balance.
company. They're owned by a new company now.
But I am like Malcolm X said, and I almost wore my Malcolm X shirt tonight. But like he said, I am for truth, no matter who tells it. And if Obama's wrong, he's wrong. If Biden is wrong, he's wrong. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's the way I feel. I've often say the truth doesn't care who tells it. And I don't. If Breitbart posts 2 + 2 = 4, like, oh, they got it right for once. You know?
Yeah, that's true. No, it's true. People don't get the news they want; they get the facts they want.
Right.
Yeah. Good night, Progress.
What you munching on there, Mikey Faminier?
I got some jerky that was on sale. When
You
I
a jerk?
remembered that I had some thin lemon pepper garlic salt pork chops. So I had to nuke that for a second. I'm gonna eat that instead of the jerky. But I might go back to the jerky.
You know, if you're not really if your stomach is messing with you, the sodium in the jerky might not be the best thing.
We're gonna try it.
We're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna drink a lot of
He's
water
gonna-
while I'm eating it.
Haas, he's going to do his own research. All right. Let him do his own research. He's got ivermectin
Thank you, Progress Only, for stopping
marinated.
by.
Yeah. Marinated in ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah. Turkey or jerky.
Yeah. Hi, Walmart cashier or deli counter. Can I get 1.5 pounds of the oven roasted ivermectin soaked turkey breast, please? Yeah, absolutely. Would you like that,
sir?
Would you like that? Would you like that thin or medium cut?
You like that thin
Oh.
cut or?
Sandwich cut.
Oh
And,
my
and we got
God.
we got boar's head.
Nah, Boar's Head, that's the stuff.
That's that good shit.
Oh, tell us all about the Boar's Head, Tim.
Well,
I didn't
Boar's
really.
Head-
That was that. I wasn't being serious.
okay, because I could.
I know you could. That's why we call you Cheese, the cheese expert of northeastern United States.
The Sausage King of Chicago. You're
I'll tell you what though. I am so excited to be back in Chicago in 4 or 5 days from now. I'm excited because even though I'm going to miss having a podcast studio,
I can't.
I don't know where
wait.
I'm going to be excited to have some pizza, some Lou Malnati's. Some real food for
Go
once.
get some Italian Fiesta, dude.
Man, that ain't pizza out there.
Tim, don't
Out here
start.
we have toast. Out here we have toast with ketchup in
You in here with
Toast
You
with
ain't-
ketchup. God damn.
you in here with 3 Chicagoans, or at least 2 and a
Chicago.
half.
You got
Listen,
three.
you
You
gonna
got
calm
three
down.
Chicagans.
You
You
gonna
got
calm
three
fight my
down.
fight.
Chicagans here. Okay.
You guys make casseroles over there. It's a
Yeah.
casserole.
And
It ain't pizza.
and you guys take a piece
Said
of
to our face.
flatbread and warm
Right.
it up.
A piece of cardboard.
Yeah, that they made it like an hour ago and they just warm it. Oh, what do you want on there? Here, I'll throw it on there. Let me throw it in the microwave for 5
Hey,
seconds.
you leave my Elio's pizza alone.
Look, man,
Oh,
I'm not
man.
trying. Look, I don't have to attack your city. You know my city's reputation. Just kiss the ring and move on. Okay, just kiss the ring and move on. All right. Every way's the head.
All right. So, last thing that I want to talk about. Actually, we didn't really finish talking about the gun thing. Are we wrapped on that, or like, does anyone have another thought
Yeah,
on it?
we're
Because I
wrapped
think I
on
don't think
that,
we put
most
enough.
of
Well, I did want to know like what, like as a gun owner, like Haas, what changes would you want to see?
I just want them to fucking do a real background check on these people. You know what I mean? Let's do some real common sense.
Mm.
Hey, you want a gun? I need your face. I need your social media. You want a gun? You know, yeah. We're gonna have to answer these questions. And we're gonna do a little mini psych eval. You know what I mean? Just try to get just a couple of extra steps. We need some references. You know, we need to know where you worked.
Character witnesses.
We need some. Yes. Hey, where'd you work? I'm gonna call your bosses up. You know, we need to know your police record, of course, and stuff like that. But I'm sorry, we need to know. We need to know what the fuck is going on. Yeah, the background checks are going on, but we need updated fucking shit because they're not checking people's tweets. They're not checking people's fucking
Twitch
Reddit
accounts.
and Twitch and we need to have access to all your shit. And guess what? If we find out that you didn't fully disclose all of the outlets that you disseminate your fucking opinions on, guess what? You're fucking revoked. You know, we need those records, those records from your youth. You know, we need to talk to your mom, we need to talk to your dad, because it's too dangerous not to. It's too dangerous not to.
Sounds like you're trying to defund the police.
I'm just trying to help the police not have to fucking mop up so much blood.
Exactly.
That, I mean, you know,
because their job is not to go in there and save the day, as we've seen time and again.
exactly.
So they
H.R.
don't.
Johnson makes a great point. Domestic violence is one of the biggest indicators of future mass violence. That is fucking right. You know, because these motherfuckers out there, you know, abusing their
loophole.
you know, well, girlfriends too. These
Yeah.
motherfucking girlfriends.
Yeah, but they call it the boyfriend loophole though. That's the name of it.
right.
But the something's got to give, man, because I'm sick and tired of this shit. And it's and we're what 60 to 90 days away from the next terribly gruesome one again, where little kids are dead.
Yeah.
Like in the next 60 to 90 days, we're going to be talking about that. It's not like the MSU one wasn't bad, but like the ones at the elementary schools seem to happen like every 10 to 12 months.
Yep.
You know, and it's like, and it's going to happen again, and America's going to be heartbroken, and Ted Cruz is going to say it's a tragedy, and then he's going to blame the Democrats
Thoughts and prayers.
for like
thoughts and prayers.
Ted Cruz answered a question the other day about why about what he would do. He's like, well, it's the Biden administration's fault for letting criminals out of jail. Like, what? What are you talking about?
Talking that bullshit. See, but
Almost none of these guys.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. All you got to say is the Democrats' fault. It's Biden's fault. It's the cuck liberals' fault. Anything you say after that does not matter to the people he's talking to, because the people he's talking to, once he says it's Biden's fault, they're not really listening to what else, because they've heard what they want to hear. That it's Biden's fault, or that's the Dems' fault, or that's the goddamn liberals' fault. You know what I mean? Or it's black people's fault, or black people single mothers' faults. Thanks, Jason Whitlock, you fucking hump. Fuck you. Fuck you, Jason Whitlock. I hope you see this, fucker.
You know what I had? All right, I had one other thing, but one other video I want to show you. But since we were just talking about that, the other big story over the weekend was they shot down 3 more objects over Alaska.
Yep.
I'm thinking Russia. What are you guys thinking? I'm thinking the last 3 were Russian. I think Putin's
Mars.
I think Putin's like, oh, no, it's Russia or Mars. Well, which
Going
is
to Mars, bitches. We going to Mars.
We sent the rover, and Mars is retaliating.
Yeah, they're retaliating, man. You know,
They wouldn't want to come here.
no.
It's hot and fucking humid as shit.
No, they
Compared to
show
Mars. This would be like in a fucking swamp, Death Valley. Oh, it'd be so much pressure. They wouldn't want to come here.
HR, I talked about this yesterday. There is no evidence for it. In fact, it's just the thought. But here's the thing. It's plausible because when you look at what happened with the spy balloon, right? America was like talked about nothing else. Everybody's looking up, you know, it's all over the news for whatever the cycle was, 6 days. And Putin loves a good distraction. They did come over Alaska. The Bering Strait's only 60 miles away. Russia is only 60 miles away via the Bering Strait. They were completely different types of objects. I would not put it past Vladimir Putin to send these objects over just to distract away from the war in Ukraine, and also what's been happening with the Nord Pipeline investigation. So I think it's totally plausible and something Putin would definitely do. Do I know it's Putin? No. Like I said, it's just a thought.
It's Venus, man. It's the Jenkins family from Venus trying to get back. He's shooting these motherfuckers down. Here's my thing: is
Do we not know? Have we checked to see if it's Spock? Because he's not ever really dead, and he kind of goes in and out of reality.
Here's my thing: is like,
I didn't think of that. It's definitely Spock.
If this was aliens, there's no way we could shoot their ships down.
No, you know what though? Here's the thing: if they are aliens, them aliens need to upgrade that tech.
Pick me up.
Yeah, they need to upgrade that tech.
Right here, buddy.
What?
Like,
You go right here.
You know?
hey, we've got bad news.
Two. I got 2. Me
Yeah.
and 1. Okay, we're coming.
Leader Zorkon, I have bad news. They can see us now.
Yeah. Our tech is bad.
We've been
Our tech
using the
is
same
bad.
tech since
1953.
ancient Egypt. Yeah.
Right.
So
Get the fuck outta
Nanu, take me with you.
well, then you get over there and they've got their own
The object.
own
Wait.
Trump.
Naraya says the objects that were found were only found because they dialed up their sensors because of the spy balloon. Interesting. Interesting.
The aliens
I don't know
came
if I
during
believe
Comic
that.
Con, and
It was
nobody
over there.
noticed, so they left.
Yeah, they had their little balloon drone things over there, like doing their super stealthy mission. And here come this Chinese balloon making all the noise on the radar. And now
Right.
everybody done got caught. Damn, can't even sneak.
I just don't think that if aliens have technology to come here, that we have the technology to shoot them down.
No.
But you know what we do have the technology to shoot down? I'm very upset that Anna's not here. I am super upset that Anna's not here. Oh, let me get this video from you.
Horrible segue. Horrible segue.
Yeah.
No.
But
I
can
don't
we
care
talk
about.
can we please, for
Yeah.
a second, talk
Mhm.
about the egregiousness of the NFL hires in the last couple of days?
The egregiousness of what?
The NFL hires in the last couple of days.
Yeah, we could talk about that. But first, let me show you this video. Can I do that? It's only 58 seconds.
Sure.
And now, and when you see this, you'll understand why. I'm definitely playing this again next week for Anna. Definitely.
Oh shit.
You know, Tevin Campbell's still doing shows.
Tevin Campbell?
Yeah.
Mm.
Look at this.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a drone. Well, Russia's new drones will take that famous phrase quite literally. The idea is for Russia to fool its enemies. Drones look like owls, according to Russian media. The new 11-pound aircraft is an owl in flight and is armed with a laser beam to guide artillery and attack aircraft.
Dutch, break it up. Break it up. Break it up. Break it up. Yeah. We only got one strike left.
That's the whole video. That's the whole video. It only went for like 2 seconds more. But yeah, we were right all along. Birds aren't real. We've always known it. But the only problem with that one is it looks like a kite, not a bird.
Hey, man, way up there, you can't tell. Oh, look, there's a bird soaring over there. Against the wind.
There's a bird soaring. There's something coming out of its mouth. Why is that sound? What's that whistling sound?
Why am I burning?
Yeah.
This is fine.
It just is that poop or napalm coming out of its rear end. But I can't wait to show that one to Anna. She's gonna be so excited. All right, that one I just had to throw in there real quick. This was the one I wanted to play because I want to ask you guys a question. Let me make sure I get the video pulled up here first, though, because yeah,
The answer is no.
It's gonna.
The answer
it's
is
gonna
C.
play. It's gonna play on Bing, but that's okay.
Bing.
That's okay. You guys will. I want to know your opinion on this one. I actually like it, but I want to know what you think.
Like it.
Oh, did it not? Hold on. Stop screen. Let's try that one more time. I have to get used to hitting the button at the bottom that says share audio again. Those twitching, I've gotten unused to that. All right, here we go.
So Oregon, this is an interesting story. So Oregonians can soon compost their bodies after they die. And another option, you could say. Governor Kate Brown signed a law that legalizes natural organic reduction in the state. That's what this process is called. It doesn't take effect until July 1st of next year, though. But what it is a decomposition process that turns a person's body into soil in about 4 to 6 weeks.
Oregonians are looking for options.
God damn, she's about to go herself.
Does have a natural organic approach, and it's less energy intensive than some of the other options that are available to people.
And that idea that somebody can become a tree, they can take soil home and they can bury it in their own garden. I think that's really thrilling for people to know that their remains can absolutely help the environment.
We read.
All right, the rest is irrelevant. What do you think? I mean, people get cremated.
Wait. This is how the zombie apocalypse starts. It's gonna go wrong. They're gonna try to decompose them, but then the chemical fell in and
Right,
it sprayed.
There's,
No,
there's hydrothylene in the soil, and that
The guys
reanimates the
sneezed.
people.
The dirt comes to life. I wasn't really dead.
Right.
Oh, now
It
we're
interacts with the
we're mud.
decomposing human body and DNA.
Yeah.
You ever seen that
Gelatinous
movie
blob.
Reanimator?
Zombie blobs. We'll have zombie blobs everywhere, like mud,
Yep.
like Mudface in the
Nah,
Batman
really,
animated
we'll have to
series.
get more guns because we gotta shoot them in the head.
Yeah, Tim, and then you'll be really kicking yourself when the fucking zombies show up.
Swords don't have to be reloaded.
Night
You
of the
know,
Living
But
Dirt.
they gotta be sharpened. How many zombies do you think you could go through before you have to sharpen your sword again?
I don't know, enough.
Well, yeah, but
I'll
hold
have
on,
more
hold
than
on,
one
hold on, hold on.
sword.
The sword's not going to work on a dirt zombie.
That's
sure.
probably true.
For sure.
You have to do
Yeah, it-
bludgeoning damage, so like a
yes,
club.
Yes. You gotta do something
Um,
like
A
You need a
mace.
hose.
Yeah.
You have to have
or
a
a morning.
hose.
You need a morning star.
Oh, there we go.
The
There we
hose will
go.
take them out.
These are gauntlets of hydration.
Mariah 16 says, I disagree, Mikey. I think preservation of the dead is more likely to result in zombie apocalypse. See, that's logical. That's not how apocalypses start. It's when you least expect it. That's when they strike. You would think they would break down, but then they just turn into zombies instead. That's how they get you.
It's the 100% zombie impossibility solution that actually will bring out the zombies. And but that's how the movie would go. Here comes Dirt Zombie.
My summation, we don't know that this isn't going to make zombies, so let's not do it.
Yeah.
Also though,
One
if
Skittle.
they did come into your house, you would know by the footprints. Look at these muddy tracks everywhere. There's just mud all over.
Who
Who
didn't
done
take off?
fucked up?
Who
Who done
didn't take
fucked up
their
my
boots
Goodwill
off?
flow? I just
He sat
went
on my
there.
couch. Yeah, I sat on Eddie Murphy couch.
Buy another one.
I think it's an interesting idea. Like they're saying that like if everyone did this, because we do use like a lot of chemicals. I mean, a lot of times we'll have coffins that, have unsustainable materials in them. It's an interesting idea, especially if you're thinking about getting cremated though. I mean, it's probably the future, to be honest with you. So
Yeah.
if we live past the original first couple experiments that might go wrong.
I'm telling you, they be tripping.
Tim,
What?
would you compost yourself?
I don't give a shit, man. When I die, I'm gonna be a corpse. Who cares?
Fucking, you know what? That's the last thing I fucking care about. Is
But
what
think
the fuck
about it,
happens
though.
to the rest
You'll
of
have
the world
Tim-
after I'm.
You have Tim
There-
posed in the truck like he
Think
making
about it though.
grilled cheese.
I could plant a
You're on your own
tree
shit bags.
in
Yeah,
Tim.
right.
Y'all got this, right?
Think about this for a second. You guys are missing something. If Tim dies,
No.
probably in a mass shooting in like 3 days.
Stop
That's
saying
rude.
that.
That's,
Dude, don't
that's
say
awful.
that, man.
It's gonna be a food truck explosion.
Well, you don't have a food truck because you have no
The
transmission.
great kerosene.
No, I got a food truck.
What are you talking about?
I thought the
Yeah.
transmission fell out.
No,
Or the
man,
drive shaft.
the drive shaft fell out. They put it back in.
It's fine.
It's
So they
fine.
just
Fine.
stuck it there with
Fine.
gum.
Basically, I don't know how that shit works.
It's
They
zip
just put it
ties.
back in.
So Tim
Zip
dies.
ties.
Tim dies. You put Tim's dirt in your backyard. You plant a tree in it. A year later, you have a cheese tree.
I want to be
just-
I want to
how
be
is
shot
this-
in the space in the Superman position.
How how is this not just the mob? Like, what are we like? Are we not seeing that this is just the beautiful way of destroying evidence? Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, this is the biggest. Like, are they from Chicago? Like, is this the mob?
Here's
Like, what is
Mikey
this?
again ruining. This is why we can't have any progress with global
Look.
warming because of Mikey Famine and his mob.
Yo,
Listen,
Tell
man,
me-
it's a
guys-
cycle of life.
people are gonna be dropping off all kinds of extra ass fucking uncles and family members and shit like that. Hell nah.
This is Uncle Jim, the third.
Yes.
But here's the interesting
He was a
question.
real rat.
Here's an interesting question though, and I know that most of us here are of the belief that we're not going to care because we're dead, but like a lot of people,
Figure it out, buckaroos.
a lot of people buy plots in cemeteries or in mausoleums or whatever, expecting that that's going to be like forever. What if the mausoleum goes out of business? You know a lot of you have to upkeep that literally for tens of thousands of years. We don't have enough room to have all the people that are going to die. So like, we have to think of something because we just don't have enough cemetery space. In like 1,000 years, the United States would be literally a endless cemetery.
That's okay.
Sounds
Hmm.
good.
1,000 years, the United States won't be here.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You think we're gonna
The Second Amendment will never die. It will live on forever. They're like, hey, we're going to start a new country.
The
America went
country.
out of business. They're conquered. We're starting a new country. But we're still keeping the Second Amendment and the Electoral College, by the way, because those were the two most brilliant things that they ever did.
I
I'm
don't
being
know about-
sarcastic, obviously.
I don't know if this country will be here in 200 years. 1,000
Yeah.
years is kind of fucking.
Yeah, that'd be
stretching
like
it.
we're getting that's in dynasty range. We ain't gonna have no dynasty.
We ain't Rome.
Nah, this will fizzle
We
out.
tripping.
And be a couple other countries soon enough.
We tripping. We tripping right now.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're on the downside.
I
Okay.
think at this point, we had an okay run. Not the best, but okay.
Sometimes you wanna go. We tried. Hey, we tried.
Hey, richest country ever, but we had a lot of problems.
Right.
All right. Well, let me ask you guys another death question.
Oh, here we
Sure.
go.
Would you AI yourself?
Oh man,
To what
There's a-
end?
there's
to
a lot
what
of
end?
theories about that. Like if you download your
upload
brain
your
to an AI,
consciousness?
yeah, are you at that point, or are you just an AI construct?
No, I don't believe you're you. You're a separate entity.
Like
you
you-
is
How do you
gone.
know?
But,
I
mean,
will.
that's true,
I will
but-
not know. But they can't. Just because they're uploading your consciousness, you probably wouldn't know it. But it would be like cloning someone.
Your consciousness isn't your soul if you believe you have a soul.
You know, if you clone someone, you have two yous. So therefore, and then you can't have two of the same you.
Well, I mean, technically, there would be two yous if you AI'd yourself. There'd be
The
the
two
alive
yous?
you.
The
The
Let's
two
ask
yous.
Django Fett. Ask Django Fett what he thinks.
Well, yeah, but
He was a
I mean,
clone.
we're talking about AI though. That's different.
No, I know,
Yeah,
but like
you're moving the goalpost again.
I wasn't even referring to like Ultron type AI, right? Like where it's like it's sentient and like it's.
It would.
I'm not pretending it's going to be independent.
Are you talking
thinking
about
alive.
Siri? Would I want me to be a Siri?
No, it's more complex than that. But they have technology where you can like you call this company, you read like a 5-minute paragraph into a recording machine.
So a Siri.
You send it in, it goes through your social media, it goes through your like Facebook and all this stuff. And it kind of makes like a computerized you, right? They're not advertising that this is you or that you're still alive. They're just saying it's kind of like being able to have a conversation with someone. It would be limited at maybe down the road, it could be far more robust. But in the meantime, you're probably talking about a couple terabytes of data, so it's not like off the charts. Where it would, be able to render a picture of you and, like people could have you in the house, say, Dad, what would you have thought about this? And then you'd
Wow,
probably
that's
say
morbid.
accessing, that sort of thing. But I'm not advertising that it would be like you would still think that you're alive type of thing. That's not where I'm going with that. That's sci-fi shit.
That's so unhealthy for the remaining family.
Yeah, a little bit.
You could
That's-
put
that's-
the AI above your composted body,
Yeah, that would be weird.
and then the
You got-
zombie
We're supposed to die.
grabs that AI and it actually is talking now.
We're not
The dirt
supposed to live
zombies walking
forever.
around talking.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about like living forever? There's 100% chance that you'll get stuck somewhere. Like you'll get stuck in a hole somewhere at some point,
Oh no. The quicksand will finally get me.
or like you'll be
What's up,
crushed.
Ellipsis?
Like you'll be crushed under rubble. But like there's 100% chance of that happening at some point if you live forever. Like it's not going to be fun. The Earth will explode at some point.
I don't think that you'd live forever, because at some point, like, it brings up ethical questions, like who owns you, right? You were the company that made you, but like when the funding runs out, like who's gonna is your great grandkid gonna re-up all of his dead relatives and ancestors' subscriptions? I don't think that's likely. You know, so it's like, but like I just thought it was an interesting idea.
Imagine that letter coming in the mail.
Oh my god, Grandpa's bill.
Final notice. Granddad's AI is.
We will
expired.
delete Granddad. Granddad's about to be deleted.
We've been trying to get in touch with you about your grandfather's AI bill.
Have you thought about grandparent insurance?
And then Granddad's sitting over there and he's like, You're gonna pay that bill, aren't you, son? I don't want to die. Granddad, you're dead. You died 130 years ago. I don't know. I
mean,
I thought it
we
was an
shouldn't have
interesting thing to
energy.
bring up.
If we're still having energy bills, but at that point, we've really gone astray.
That's
We
what the
will
income
be,
from your
because ComEd
investments go to.
ain't trying to lose that money.
Yeah, but Hellbound Hillbilly is probably right though. Like it would be something where like only the super rich would have access to like the real AI. Everybody else gets like the one where you kind of have access to like a short conversation. But I can go in there with Jeff Bezos and like it's basically just him, perpetually 30.
It'll be about.
You know.
It'll be like a collect call.
It'd be like
Oh, and
Cameo.
Mikey still hasn't had a perfect game. Wow, what a shot!
What?
You just got a shot in the chat. Someone took a shot at you.
Oh, that's fine. I've had a couple of perfect games. They're on my channel. Thanks, though.
Check it out.
I'm that guy.
Check it out.
I'm him.
Check you later.
You did have at least one. I was there.
All right, I'm out of bullets. What else you guys got?
We gotta talk about the coaching.
The coaching.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
I'm listening still.
Were you aware that the two losing coordinators for the Super Bowl got a job before the winning offensive coordinator?
Damn.
It's hard out here.
How you lose and get promoted?
Hey,
And,
failing up, baby.
And are you aware that the two losing coordinators have only been coordinators for 2 years, and this is their first Super Bowl and they lost to the offensive coordinator who's been a coordinator for 5 years, been in the AFC Championship game 5 times, been to the Super Bowl 3 times, and won 2 of them. And he still don't have a job.
It's hard out here.
Can you imagine what a pummeling meritocracy is taking right now? That theory of meritocracy where, the best people, if you work hard and you have success, you will be rewarded.
Best guy should get the job.
Really? Really? Is that really
you,
happening?
Are you referring to Bieniemy?
Uh-huh.
They're not going to hire. He's not going to get a coaching job.
Why?
Because of the allegations that he has, apparently.
20 fucking years ago? Are you fucking serious?
That's what they keep saying. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. First
He's
it
not
was, he never calls plays. Then Andy Reid says he does call plays. Then Nagy gets a job. He didn't call no fucking plays. Joe Judge was a goddamn special teams coach. He didn't call no plays. Sirianni didn't call plays. Then it was, you got to have NFL experience. Oh, Cliff Kingsbury didn't have no goddamn NFL experience. Neither did Matt Rule. They got head coaching jobs. Get the fuck out of here with goddamn allegations
arguing that.
from 20-something years ago. Get out of here. We know what it is. It's the motherfucking blackness.
Hmm.
And here's the thing. They don't want to hire him because they know he's going to be fucking excellent. They know they have another Tomlin on their hands.
Not
And
another
then-
one.
Then you got 2 fucking Tomlins. Where are your excuses now? Where are your excuses for not giving these opportunities?
I
You
was
know?
quick aside though. Why can't I think of the dude's name all of a sudden? I'm blanking out. From San Francisco, the defensive coordinator, very much deserved.
Oh, D'Amico Ryans?
D'Amico Ryans. Yeah, thank you.
See,
He
and
was-
here's what it is. It's almost like in entertainment, you couldn't have more than one black superstar in movies and television at a time. So now it's like, well, we hired D'Amico, so we don't have to do anything else. We can go and hire these bullshit fucking coordinators that have only been in the league in that position for a cup of coffee because we hired D'Amico.
Right.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
think-
And I also
I think
think
the enemy has to wait for Reed to step down in a couple
that's
years.
bullshit. That's bullshit. Why didn't Nagy have to wait for Reed to step down?
I'm not arguing that point. I'm just telling you what I think is going to happen.
That's bullshit. And here's another thing. Why the fuck are you why? I just don't understand. Well, here's the thing. Why are these motherfuckers just allowed to do this when it's
Dude,
obvious
Lovey
what's
will be
going on?
hired and fired again before the enemy gets a job.
You know why? Because Lovey is
Yes,
that
man.
Lovey's the quiet. They love those quiet Leslie Frazier, Todd Bowles, Lovey Smith, those
Romeo
dudes that's-
Cornell.
Romeo Cornell, those motherfuckers that just stand there and aren't fiery. When Dennis Green started getting fiery, they got his ass up out of there. Herm Edwards, when he started getting fiery, they got his ass up out of there. They don't want because the angry black
What's his
man,
face from Miami? Flores.
Flores, motherfuckers that stand up for themselves. They don't want that shit. Steve Wilkes, he can't get a fucking job. After what he did turning the Panthers around as the interim coach, they said, fuck you, pay me, and hire somebody else. You know? But we know what it is.
I will say this though. I don't think Wilkes turned the Panthers around.
Really. They traded away their best player, and they almost got into the fucking playoffs.
Yeah, but they also
Behind
had
Sam Darnold.
They
Behind
also had a
Sam Darnold.
terrible fucking schedule at the end of the year. And
that doesn't matter. They could have gone. into the
Darnold was
tank.
healthy when he was hurt the whole year.
It doesn't.
So
You don't. But
Baker
you don't
Mayfield was
understand what I'm
horrible.
saying.
I don't think he turned the Panthers around. I don't think that's a fair statement.
You don't think that his leadership kept them mentally in to fucking play when they were fucking terrible. Coming from where they were.
Yeah, I think that but that's not enough to say that he turned him around mentally.
Of course it is.
That's not the argument
Hell,
you made.
everything starts here, dude. Everything fucking starts here, especially playing football.
But it ends with
These
results on the
motherfuckers-
field.
But you what? how
They're
did the light
picking like
bulbs start?
they have like the 7th pick in the draft, dude. They didn't turn the season around.
They almost made the playoffs. They started what, 2-6?
The Panthers did not make the playoffs.
I said they almost made the playoffs, but they started 2-6.
They didn't almost make the playoffs. They finished 2 games behind. They finished 2 games behind.
had
3 games
won-
behind the Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers were the worst division winner in football, dude. The worst.
They
The
almost.
Buccaneers didn't even finish 500.
Did they almost make the playoffs or not? Yes. they
In
almost
that
made the
division,
playoffs.
that's not saying anything.
It doesn't fucking matter. They were going to be the fucking cellar dwellers in the division before Matt Rule got fired.
Look,
They
I
were in the
agree with
bottom
you
of
on
the
all the
division.
things you said except for Wilkes. I'm not in
Get
on
outta
the
here.
Wilkes one.
Get out of here.
I'm not in on the Wilkes one.
It would have been easy for them
You
to
don't-
fucking go in the tank. But he kept them mentally in the game. He kept them
That was true of
mentally
Lovie
engaged.
Smith too, but he's not there anymore.
Of course not. Of course not. Because he gave him the big fuck you at the end because they knew he was going to fire
Oh, he
him.
did give them a huge fuck you at the end. That was a cataclysmically massive.
When Lovey got hired, I said they hired him to fire him.
Oh yeah, there was no, but that's the fun. Somebody said the other day, they're like, oh, the Rockets, the Texans have now hired 3 straight African American head coaches.
Yeah, but this
I'm
one
like, yeah,
got a
but
fucking
this
6-year
is
deal.
3 and 3. This is 3 and 3 years. Oh, he was smart. Ryans was
And don't-
smart. Like he
And
he
don't
put that
forget
deal
that
together the right
they
way.
had
He's
fucking
got
Romeo
guaranteed
Crennel.
years.
Romeo Crennel was the interim coach before they went to Cully, and then they went to Lovey Smith, and then they went to D'Amico Ryans.
Oh, Romeo Cornell was the interim coach there?
Yeah, when O'Brien left.
I don't even remember him being on the Texans. He's everywhere. He's a different
Exactly.
place every year.
All the time.
Cornell should never have another head coaching job.
He's
And
about
neither
80
should
years old
his
now.
neither should his buddy what's his face, Ryan from the Browns.
Who, Rex Ryan?
Buddy Ryan's son, Rex Ryan. None of the Ryans.
I think
Neither one of them.
I think Rex Ryan is going to be joining the Broncos staff as
If
defensive
as a
or something.
coordinator, yeah, that's fine, but not as a head coach.
Hmm.
He's fine as a coordinator. All those guys are fine as coordinators. Romeo Cornell's a great coordinator. He can't head coach.
No, he don't get it. He doesn't get it. And see, here I am saying that about a black guy. He's not a good fucking head coach.
No,
You
he's
know?
awful.
You okay?
How dare you, Haas?
He's not as bad. He's not as bad as Rex Ryan. But
No,
he's
I
up there.
know. I'm supposed to be supportive of everything as long as there's a black face on it.
Eric,
but,
you want me to? You want to know
No,
who my opinion is of the
that's
worst
not.
head coach of all time? Dave Wanstead.
Oh, porn stash?
And it's close between Dave Wanstead and my second place, Dick Duran.
Mhm. Dick Duran was real bad. Dick, you're just talking about Bears though. There's been
No,
some
I'm talking about
really,
the NFL.
No, there's been some
It just so
really
happens they're
bad
both
ones.
Bears.
You could throw a dartboard at any head coach for the Jets.
Oh, actually, I
probably-
take that back. I take that back. No, I take that back. I take that back. Worst ever was Urban Meyer.
Yeah,
Urban Meyer's number 1.
he was pretty bad. He was pretty bad.
And-
he can't
and
bring that
then-
college shit to the pros.
Oh, and I
Steve
said
Spurrier was bad
Wanstead.
too.
I was wrong. I didn't mean Wanstead. I apologize. I meant Tressman.
Mark Trestman was not good.
Yeah, Tressman,
He was-
Tressman and Duran.
He was ballyhooed because of his coordination abilities. They thought
In the
And he
CFL.
just- yeah, well, he was a coordinator for the 49ers for a long time too. You know, and what was funny was when he was the coach here, his daughter was dating some dude, some defensive back at Providence Catholic that I trained. He was telling me all kind of stories about her. Who are up and coming
not-
black coaches to watch? Well, let's see here. Eric Bieniemy. Here's the thing. You got Raheem Morris. You got Eric Bieniemy.
Raheem Morris.
And
Raheem
Raheem Morris
1A.
used to be the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Yeah.
and had them at 10-6. And then the following season, this fucking quarterback had a mental breakdown, and next thing you know, he's fired. Raheem Morris, Eric Bieniemy, fuck, I can't remember the guy's name now. God damn it. There's 3 or 4. There's 3 or 4 good ones.
You think
that-
Flores will coach again?
He's coaching. He won't be a
No,
head coach.
Head
again.
coach.
No. No, look at Raheem Morris. He hasn't been able to get over. He just now got to defensive coordinator. After he got fired from head coach, they had him stuck in coaching positions forever until like the last couple years with the Rams, or is it the Chargers? One of the two. So, and that's another thing. They did the statistics on that. It's like when white head coaches get fired, they immediately get defensive offensive coordinator positions. When black head coaches get fired, they predominantly have to go back to position coach positions and build their way up from there. So when you get fired, like, Byron Leftwich.
Oh yeah. I thought
And he
Leftwich was going to get a job last year.
he was going to get a job last year, but he wanted to pick a different GM, and they wouldn't let him do that. So he
Yeah,
said,
who
"Fuck
was that again? I forgot.
some GM that sucks."
No. Which team was? Because they
I
had
think it was the
announced he was
Panthers.
hired. It
Panthers
might
or
have
the
been. They
Jaguars.
announced he was hired,
Yeah,
and then like 2 days later, they're like, "Oh yeah, he's not
right.
hired."
And then like now, all of a sudden, because Brady has a down year, all of a sudden he's not good anymore. He will not get a sniff of a head coaching job or a coordinator job for a long time.
Oh my God, Ellipsis. As bad as the black head coaching problem is in the NFL, especially in the upper ranks of college coaching, it's there. That problem is 1,000 times worse. All those guys are.
Oh
white.
yeah, oh yeah. College coaches,
Yeah.
get out of here. You can forget about
All
it.
like the top 30 elite college coaches. Name me one black. Name me one. You might be able to name me one, but I'm
Oh,
like,
the Michigan
that'd be
State
about
head
it.
coach. The Michigan State head coach. He's pretty good. Oh, and Penn State's head coach is pretty good too.
Are
You
they
go
considered in a top 30?
Yeah. Penn State and Michigan State were both ranked last year for a little bit.
Well, I meant top. I didn't mean top 30 this year in rankings. I'm sure there's a few there. I'm talking about like if you considered the top like 30 school jobs. Michigan State is a top school. Yeah. Penn State, they're
They
on the
took a little
cusp.
hit after the whole Sandusky thing, but they're okay. You're talking about top 30 programs or schools.
Right. Yeah.
I would say Penn State and Michigan State are in that conversation in the 20s.
Penn State's not a top 30 program. Michigan State is. Yes, you're absolutely right on Michigan State. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't necessarily.
Michigan State's a top 15, top 20 program.
All right, we'll go ahead and agree to disagree on that. I think Penn State's a top 30 program, a top 30 school. They're definitely a top 30 football program. You know.
All right, the chat is dwindling with football chat. Tim, what do you got? Anything? Mikey, anything?
I mean, we watched Nikki Haley's campaign ad on Speaking from the Center.
Did we talk about Nikki Haley's daughter?
No.
And her getting
What about
married? Her getting married? Go ahead and look it up.
Okay, let's hold on. I don't even know about this, so let's play it. I'll find a video on it.
Go ahead and look it up.
Hold on.
I got one.
Bear with us. Okay.
I'll drop you the link here.
Mikey's got it.
We just watched it like an hour ago. Let's see history. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Oh, battle axe you. There you go. That's the one you want.
Oh, you put it in the chat? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what do I do with this?
I'll do it.
Okay.
I got you. I gotcha. You'll probably forget to click sound like I always do. All right. What we got here, Nikki Haley?
The railroad tracks divided the town by race. I was the proud
Oh no, this
daughter
ain't
of
it.
not black, not white. I was different. But my mom would always say your job is not to focus on the differences, but the similarities. And my parents reminded me and my siblings every day how blessed we were to live in America. Some look at our past as evidence that America's founding principles are bad. They say the promise of freedom is just made up. Some think our ideas are not just wrong, but racist and evil. Nothing could be further from the truth. I have seen evil. In China, they commit genocide. In Iran, they murder their own people for challenging the government. And when a woman tells you about watching soldiers throw her baby into a fire, it puts things in perspective. Even on our worst day, we are blessed to live in America. I was born and raised in South Carolina. So I have seen the very best of our country. People here threw out old, tired political establishment and demanded accountability for their tax dollars.
Sarcasm.
Industry reports called us the beast of the Southeast,
Aye.
which I love. People came by the thousands for fresh starts. Moms and dads held their heads up high. Children learned that it was always
It's a great day in South Carolina. It's a great day. It's a great day.
a great day in South Carolina. We were strong. We were proud.
Can we get this? This ain't even the thing I want to talk about.
And when evil did come,
Police in South Carolina are looking for a gunman following a shooting at a church.
Several victims. We don't know the severity.
we turned away from fear toward God and the values that still make our country the
Oh,
freest
God.
and greatest in the world. We must turn in that direction again. Republicans
we-
have lost the popular vote in 7 out of the last 8 presidential elections. That has to change. Joe Biden's record is abysmal, but that shouldn't come as a surprise. The Washington establishment has failed us over and over.
Upbeat
and
music. Here we
over.
go.
It's time for a new generation of leadership to rediscover fiscal responsibility, secure our border, and strengthen
I'm
our
on the Nikki
country,
train.
our pride, and our purpose.
Oh my God.
Some people look at America and see vulnerability. The socialist left sees an
Oh,
opportunity
oh!
to
Going on
rewrite
forever.
history. China and Russia are on the march. They all think we can be bullied, kicked around. You should know this about me. I don't put up with bullies. And when you kick back, it hurts them more if you're wearing heels. I'm Nikki Haley,
Oh,
and I'm
geez.
running for president.
Okay, so
I-
is this the? Is
Where
this
do
the
I
same-
where do I vote?
is
Where
this
do
the
I
same-
vote?
Same Nikki Haley who felt that she had to change her name
Yep.
from her traditional name.
I was going
in
to bring
order
that up.
to- You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, good
Come
job.
on, get the
good
fuck
job.
out of here. Get
Yeah.
out of here.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And
She's-
if you look up her daughter, she's getting married to quite a chocolatey fellow. And I know that's not going to play very well with her South Carolinians.
He's
Well,
one of the good
wh-
ones.
What's the?
Oh yeah, he's probably a Tim Scott type.
Did you pull up? Did you pull up a the video for that one?
What video? There's no video. I don't.
All right. Well, tell the story that you're trying to tell. You
I
said
told the
that
story. I just told the story.
that was the whole story. She's marrying a chocolatey fellow.
Yeah, because
Oh.
you know the base don't like that. The base
Well,
don't
of
like
course,
that.
no, that's not right. The base is going to use that as ammunition, just like they do with Candace and the Hodge twins. And oh, we love look a Republican has a black son-in-law. She loves black people. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
Look at my
okay.
African American over here.
Yeah, they're gonna. What
Hey.
are you talking about? Like you haven't
You
seen
believe
this
that if you
movie
want to.
before?
You can believe that if you want to. They might say that, but come on, quit playing. Especially after some of the stuff she said.
Tons of Mice is a Haley relative. Whoa,
Oh wow.
there's no doubt you're related. 100%.
You know, on the Indian side.
Yeah.
Yeah. That ad went on. First of all, I tuned it out in the beginning, but then I really tuned it out when she said the socialist left and showed a picture of Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And
Can't
Kamala
get much-
Harris.
you
Don't
can't-
forget
you can't-
Kamala.
You can't get much more establishment than those two.
They showed Kamala too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Kamala was in
Kamala.
there too.
You can't say you can't. You have to say
Kamala
Kamala.
la.
Yeah, there was. I was watching a video the other day on Asian assimilation, and this guy just insisted on calling her Kamala, and like they're like it's Kamala, and they're like no, it's Kamala. Okay, but yeah, that's where I tuned that out.
Or the hoe.
I think she put AOC in there for a good measure, but okay. The right wing is mad because AOC is attractive and they all want her. And she called that out and she was right. If she was a Republican, she'd be their darling.
But she's not. You know,
She made her decision.
She made her bed. It makes me bleed my own blood.
Now she must lie in it.
They're hilarious.
All right. Well, that'll do it for this, I guess. Unless anybody had anything else.
Just the humidor.
What humidor? We're not doing humidor.
Okay.
Aw, poor Haas.
Haas don't get to do nothing all week.
All right. Well, humidor time it is.
Yay!
Everyone's favorite part of the show. Oh, we even put your look at that. You got your little banner up there. Hasselassa ding dong.
Welcome to the Humidor with Big Haas. Find out what Haas is puffing and drinking tonight. If you try his suggestion and you die, that is natural selection. And the DOA podcast is not responsible for you being weak fucking sauce. So now, the one, the only, Big Haas.
Hasselassa ding dong. What you drinking? What you smoking on?
That's a great jingle.
Ooh.
I'm gonna play that one during Jingle All the Way this Thanksgiving. It counts.
It's a brand now.
Thank you, Ellipsis. This is one of my ones I don't wear that often, but I like it.
Hello, wine.
Wayne's a cunt.
Oh boy.
Poor Wayne.
Tonight, I am smoking on one of my favorites, the Macanudo Vintage Maduro 1997.
Can I just say one real quick thing?
Mm-hmm.
I went into a vape shop the other day that also has cigars.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of walked over the cigars and I looked over and I'm like, AJ Fernandez, Monte Cristo. I'm like, I know all these brands. Like I've never ever smoked one, but I'm like, I know all those. I know what the profiles are. I know what a torpedo is. I know what a Churchill is. And I'm like, yeah.
You learn something, see? Just like pouring water on a rock.
After four years of this nonsense.
You know? So this is the Vintage Maduro 1997. And I love this cigar. And whenever I can find it, what's really cool about it is the band. It is a metal gold band. That's the band. So this
Did
comes.
you just get married?
I've been married.
He's married to the cigar
See?
now.
Really fucking cool band.
That's a very dark cigar too.
Yes. Very dark color. Velvety smooth to the touch.
What would Rick James call that one?
Kind of rough. It's called his Fire and Desire.
No, I said, what would Rick James call it?
Fire and Desire.
I think it's
Rick wouldn't call it. He wouldn't. I was referring to the Chappelle Show skit. Keep going. You missed the joke.
The joke missed.
Like, he used to call my brother. He used to call my brother Darkness. This is long before Wesley Snipes.
Oh, Darkness. I guess maybe. So this is actually a Connecticut broadleaf Maduro
Ooh,
wrapper.
Connecticut.
Oh, you're welcome, Tim. Tim
Mhm.
rolled by Tim himself. Does it smell like
That's
cheese?
right. That's
Is there a
right.
cheesy undertone?
So this is originates from Mikey.
What?
República Dominicana.
Correct. The fillers are Brazilian, Mikey,
República Dominicana.
and Dutch.
Yeah. Nicaragua.
Easy.
Yeah, damn.
Easy on that knee. You okay?
So
calm down.
the interesting thing about this cigar is
Churchill called that breakfast.
they call it the 1997 because the Connecticut broadleaf wrapper leaves are from a small crop cultivated in 1997.
The year Tim was born.
Yeah. That's
Really? You're a young boy.
no. 1986.
Tim's parents were smoking white owls the night that they conceived.
Peach.
Yeah, peach white owls.
You know,
It was a special occasion.
You know what my favorite cigar is? The Dutch Master.
Oh man, you smoking? You down bad? You smoking Dutch Masters? But yeah, this is a very dark, oily leaf, and the long fillers, like I said, are Nicaraguan, Brazilian, and Dominican. And goodness gracious, this is very consistent, medium to medium type full. What's interesting about it is on the front end, you get a little pepper, you get a little coffee note, little slight woodsy note, but then just sitting there, just dancing on the lips and the tongue is this sweet aftertaste.
Sweet aftertaste.
Yeah, it's just a nice little, not like overwhelming, not like an acid or something like that. If you know Drew Estate, but like just a nice, excuse me, sweet aftertaste.
Ooh, it puts you to sleep too.
And the what's cool about the band is you can use the band to hold the cigar. You can just sit the cigar on top of the band like this if you wanted to, and just hold it there. You know,
Comes with a cup holder.
right? Or you could do like what I did when I first smoked this cigar. Is I put it in there like that, and I would just sit it upright like this, which also helps with the burn line. But as you can see, look at this burn line. That's pretty good all the way around. You know, I used my shitty ass Thompson cigar cutter to cut this cigar, and I will tell you this right now, because I could not find my other cutters and I didn't want to waste more time. I was already late getting on the podcast. So, you know, but I will tell you this, if you are a cigar smoker and someone gives you one of these, they don't like you very much because this fucking cutter is shit. It is shit.
I got that for you for your birthday, remember?
Yeah, but you're not a cigar smoker, so I could forgive that faux pas.
Now you can find on diggingamerica.com our Big Haas's branded Big Haas cigar cutters.
Not
it looks
these.
just like that one. Yeah.
No, it doesn't. That's a piece of shit.
It's got Haas's face on it, and his mouth is where the cutter is at.
And what's funny is, like, look, you see here where that little sprig is up here of tobacco of wrapper. That's because the cutter doesn't cut.
You have a question?
It just kind of scrapes. So what I had to do was I got a little bit of the cap off, and then I had to use a piece of a matchstick to kind of poke holes where it was cut at so I can get some more draw from it. Because this is a pretty tightly rolled cigar. So
like a
tiger. You're not gonna get a really good draw off of it until you open it up a little bit. Naria wants to know, what is the superior method? I would have preferred to use my Colibri Deep V cutter on this cigar. And what happens is you get a nice
Deepest of V's.
It's like a deep V cut right there. And the V cut would be great. Yes, I did have to ventilate it. And that's why I used the matchstick for that. But I love my Colibri Deep V cut, and I know it is still in my travel case from going to a Super Bowl party Sunday.
That's
Right.
all the way upstairs.
It's all the way upstairs. I was like, I'm already late. Let me just go ahead and use this shit ass cutter, and I'll use the matchstick and open it up a little bit, and it'll be fine. Which it was. As you can see, that's about 3/4 of an inch of ash sitting there, just chilling on the edge. And if you look, I don't know if the camera will focus in on it, but if you look at the ash, you can see the little circular pattern of the roll. And that is a very good indicator of construction quality. Okay. I believe the last time I was on, I had a cigar and the ash was splitting and actually opening up like this at the end.
It's pouting.
And then it talked about the how's my ventilation? I have a Rabbit Air. God damn it, I forget the model number. I have a
T1000.
A Rabbit Air air purifier here. It's about, I want to say it's about 25 by 25 dimensions square. And my wife doesn't even know I'm smoking now. You know what I mean? Cigars are not rubbish. Looks like you're sucking on a tiny BBC. Ha ha ha. Really? How would you know, Wayne? How would you know?
Keep opening yourself up for more there, Wayne. Keep it up. Can only hold them back so long.
This dude has BBC rankings. I didn't know that.
Damn.
Damn. That's tiny. I have.
Hey, I got a kid issue. I got to roll. I'll see you guys later.
All right, bye.
Yep.
So, I is spelled okay. I don't know how to say that, but have you ever used the punch hole style cutters?
Wrong.
If so, what do you think of them compared to the V cutter? I like a punch, but you have to make sure that you sometimes when you get a punch and the cigar width is too big, you end up concentrating heat as you're trying to draw through it. So like I used to punch my CAO 660 flatheads, which are box press. So instead of this rounded head here, it would be flat, right? But the ring gauge or the thickness of the cigar is pretty thick. So I initially would single punch it, and I noticed that it would heat the tobacco so much because you're pulling all of that air through such a small giggity hole that it heats the tobacco up too much. So what I did was I did what I called a snake bite punch. And because the CAO 660 is such a bigger ring gauge, it's a 60 ring gauge, I could double punch it diagonally and loosen up the draw a little bit and actually just disperse the air a little bit more efficiently so it wouldn't like superheat certain parts of the cigar.
Right.
But a punch is good. I like a punch for a moderate gauge Churchill or something like that because it just looks very neat, you know? You lose, Ellipsis says, I lose interest in a cigar halfway through. How do I do better? A lot of times, about halfway through the cigar is where you'll start noticing transitions in the profile and flavors and things like that. I would also ask what you're pairing it with. You know, like today I have some Bitter Truth Pink Gin with Bitter Truth elderflower liqueur and a couple of dashes of cucumber bitters.
What the ooh.
Ooh, cucumber bitters.
And I take a little sip.
This guy.
And I take a little puff. The spice plays up. Some of the other tones come down. And then the sweet aftertaste pumps up a little bit.
Haas, where do you get cucumber bitters?
Oh, I got it. All right. So
guy.
My client, one of my clients, he's a pitcher, and his dad works for a distributor. So he got me among this is the third liquor that he's given me. He's gotten me this pink gin by The Bitter Truth. Then elderflower liqueur. And I don't have the bottle of cucumber bitters here, but you know, but very good drink. Very good drink. I what I did was I filled my shaker cup full of ice. I put 4 ounces of pink gin, 2 ounces of the liqueur, and about 6 dashes of the bitters. Shook it up, strained it over a block of ice, and got to sipping. You know? I spelled this wrong. Cigarillos are good to smoke. Good too. I smoke those. You should try the Pequeño Drew Estate Liga Privada T52. You would probably like that and never go back to Black and Mild again. You find the little tin of Liga Privada T52 cigars, and you will lose the memory of Black and Milds forever because they are so good. So good. I like those in the car when I'm just kind of driving a little bit. Who is farting?
Not me.
Oh, sorry. That was my chair. Sorry.
Not it.
Yes, Naraya Pequeño. So one of the things I noticed though is that I'm getting a little bit of splitting here. If you see that right there.
Mm-hmm.
The wrapper is splitting just a little bit. It's a minor thing. You know, if it had split earlier or larger, I would be a little pissed off about it, but it did not. The draw is pretty nice if you ventilate it properly, which I had to do because I didn't. Next time I'll remember to bring my V-cut down or something. Or a better guillotine. If I had a better guillotine, okay, so here's the problem. Here's the problem with this cutter. If you notice, there's only one blade going from one side, right? So what happens is that no matter how fast you cut it, you are basically pushing the cap to cut it because it's not very small, it's not very sharp either. All right, so then inevitably one end doesn't get cut. Most guillotine cutters have a blade from both sides. So while this blade is closing from this side, there's another blade closing from the other side. They meet and overlap in the middle, and bang, you got a beautiful, nice scalp of the cap of your cigar.
Or for when Timmy the rat gets caught and I got to take his thumbs.
You got to take a pinky. You got to take a pinky.
You cigar cutter.
Yeah, you want to use this one for that because then you have to go around
maximum pain.
Maximum pain and make it hurt. You know what I mean?
If he was honest, if he would have been honest with me up front, I would have used the other one. I used the V. I would have used the V for you. But
you know what? I used the piece of shit from Thompson. You know what I'm saying? Use the piece of shit from Thompson. I had to use 5 because the blades kept wearing out. What else? Great drink. This is a poolside sipping drink. So in the summertime, I'll probably be drinking a lot of these. The cigar is phenomenal. Not a bad price point. You can actually find a box of 12 of the Toro, which I am smoking. And the Toro is 6-inch by 54. And it also comes in Churchill, which is 7 by 49. But you can find a box of 12 of the Toro for about $115. which is not bad if you do the math. You know, there's also cigar auction sites where you can go on and bid on them and see if you can get a deal where you can get a box of 12 for way less than that. Oh, Ellipsis is asking some great questions. How far down do you smoke a cigar? A real smoker smokes until their thumbs start burning.
Smoke it until you feel it in the thumbs.
When I'm like this,
thumbs are hot.
I'm like, then yeah, especially a real good cigar. Like on my social media, you'll see a couple of posts like on my Instagram and stuff. You'll see just a little piece, like maybe like a quarter of an inch of a cigar with some ash on the top, and that's how far down I smoked it because it was such a fucking good cigar. So when I light it, what do you mean? I don't know what that means.
I think because you were talking about having it close to the fire. Like, I think you meant like the cherry, like the cherries.
Oh, yeah. Yes, but as a good cigar is consistent all the way through, which this one is, it doesn't start tasting foul, you know, where it's like you're smoking a burning log or something like that.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It
Smells like tastes like autumn.
Yeah, it still tastes like a cigar. You know what I'm saying? Those are great. Like this one is really good because it almost tastes like First Light when I first lit it. But the profile has changed some where it was a lot sweeter in the beginning. It's starting to get a little bit, the profile's getting a little bit stronger. The pepper's getting a little bit stronger, and the coffee or cocoa, cacao type profile is coming through more.
Hellbound Hillbilly says, "Smoke it till you can't unlock your phone with the fingerprint reader."
That's right. That's right. That's why I just keep a code. You know,
smoke it to MIB level of security.
Right. But here's the thing. Is that
I need to watch that again.
You know, technically, you don't smoke a cigar, you puff it. You know,
Trick question.
You smoke cigarettes because you inhale all the way through your lungs. You don't do that with a cigar. So on the lithometer, and if you're new to the show, the lithometer is a ranking system based on the Source Rap magazine rankings, where they had 5 mics was an instant classic, 1 mic was certified plastic. So today, the Macanudo Vintage Maduro 1997 gets a 4.85. It's one of my very favorite cigars. I don't smoke them often because I don't find this particular blend often. So when I do find this blend, I make sure to buy one. No, I do not puff past a cigar.
Everybody should have their own cigar.
Yeah. There's kind of like a lot of, looks like there's a lot of lip action on that cigar.
And then, you know, it's just cigar etiquette. You know, people pass cigarettes around because they're fucking bohemians.
But, no offense to our bohemian listeners out there.
Yes, we love
They're heathens.
Yeah. Lip action in certain situations is totally acceptable, but with cigars, no.
What are you doing with that cigar? You're just spinning it around his lips. It's like, stop doing that.
I'm just giving him some lip action, baby.
Spinning like a baton. It's like, what? Stop!
You know,
stop doing that with your mouth. Stop! How are you doing that? Knock it off.
Bohemians for lip action 2024.
You ain't heard of that bohemian lip job?
So 4.85, slight points off for the splitting, which I'm getting to now. See that?
Yeah.
You see the split there? But it'll
Get
still
some-
burn
just
nice.
put some glue on it.
I could use some tobacco glue and put it
Just-
down there.
just
Is that a real thing?
Staple it.
Yes, it is. Because it's not a glue. Out of 5.
What is it?
It's made out of
How am I just now hearing about this?
it is cigar glue is made. Let me look it up real fast.
Extract
It's-
of
it's not
tobacco.
glue. It's not like a traditional glue.
No, Tons of Mice. No, Tons of Mice says use crazy glue. Don't do that.
No, don't do that.
No, don't do that.
You're gonna be seeing shit.
Yeah, it'd be like this tobacco glue refers to a food safe gum that you can use for it has herbal extracts and
Weed.
starch, and that originate from yucca and other plants such as wheat, corn, or rice.
Hellbound Hillbilly says carpet glue. That'll make it fire safe.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm good.
Won't have to worry about that blaze getting out of control.
You know. So it's the basic cigar glue mixture is 1 part cigar glue powder and 2 parts water, but it's not an exact science.
Oh, ellipses. No. Ellipses.
What'd she say?
Just
use
use
something sticky, gentlemen.
No.
Oh wow.
Ellipses.
That'd make
Yeah.
the cigar really salty.
Well, it depends on where you're deriving your stickiness from, Tim. I think the source that you might be using would be different than the source that I would use.
Oh god, then people would be selling their sealed cigars, and that would be a whole like Gwyneth Paltrow thing
Gross.
for guys. Like
Super gross.
gross. Oh, that'll get you to quit smoking. Hey, do you know what they? You want to know how they actually bind those?
Yeah.
bind those cigars together.
Yeah.
Let me whisper it in your ear real quick.
You go in the cigar the cigar glue room, and there's a bunch of dudes standing around a bowl.
Oh no.
That's so nasty.
That's the back. That's the back. The back room. They roll
Get out
out
of here.
front.
Get out of here.
There's just like a igloo cooler that they just have like
Oh,
little bowls they fill up and
gross.
they take it to their station. They're like, I wonder
This
where
is
that
great.
liquid
This is
comes
great.
from.
This is great. Monica Lewinsky's
Oh,
Oh damn.
tons.
Oh,
You
no.
didn't.
But he is referring to the proper source. that I would use.
Oh.
We're going
Oh.
down a dark path,
Okay.
gentlemen.
Oh,
Okay,
here we
okay,
go.
okay.
Here we go. Here we go.
No way.
No.
It happened.
So I will say thank you for listening. Macanudo Vintage Maduro 1997. Phenomenal smoke, not a bad price point. Paired with a nice gin drink with a little bit of liqueur and some bitters over ice. It's good drinking. It's good puffing. I finished my drink. Took me a puff. Review over, babies.
And that's it for this week's show. Make sure you guys go to patreon.com.
Oh, one more thing.
God damn it.
I'm sorry. Patreon.com. Well, always remember this. My reviews are subjective. Cigar smoking in general, cigar puffing in general, is a subjective thing. What I might like, you might hate. What you might hate, I might like, and everything in the middle.
Also, Wayne, fuck off.
Yeah. Also, Wayne, fuck off.
But I urge you, if you're interested in smoking cigars or looking to get a little deeper into cigar smoking culture, you can reach out to me and ask a question if you like. Hit us up here on our email.
Hit us on the hip.
Right. Hit me on the page.
Hit me on the two-way.
Hit me on the two-way. Now hit me 911.
Fucking two ways. We
You
thought
know.
we were kings, didn't we?
Hit me 304.
All right, but yeah, go to patreon.com/Dig on America. let's get some stuff in there so we can get some of this Patreon content out for you guys.
Yeah.
Make sure you check out everybody else on the network. Next show coming up is going to be Left Angle with Lindsay and Douche Master General himself, Dutch. So from all of us, we'll see you guys later. We're outie.
Stay
Getting out of
safe,
here.
San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego. We're watching you.
Once you go change it.
Hey, fuck you, Wayne.
Go back to England.